manufacturing. And I have the pleasure of welcoming you all to our Sunday night Success Partners International Team Zoom. And we all know that success begins with showing up, and you've done that tonight. So we thank you for that. And we're going to start our call, as we do all of our calls, with our signature message. So everyone on our call can say, I am part of a growing team of entrepreneurs with a shared mission to protect and empower 2 million new families and small business owners with Legal Shield's network of law firms and world-class identity theft services. What we do matters, and we are truly looking for help. It's important for all of us to memorize and personalize this so we can use bits and pieces of this when it's appropriate in conversation. And with that, I have the great honor to turn our Zoom over to our facilitator of this evening. She's a speaker, a coach, and author of an amazing book, which everyone on this call should have. And with that, I turn the call over to Miss Lynn Schussler Williams.
Thanks so much, Matt. What an awesome job you do checking us in and being our amazing host. We appreciate you so much. And Matt didn't say much about himself, but he's a rock star in this business. And I'm always thrilled when I get to share a platform with him. And so, folks, I get to be your story facilitator tonight. And stories are so important. You know, if you're a new person, you borrow stories until you have your own. And if you're someone who's a veteran in the business and have had lots of stories of your own, then you learn new stories to tell. So you don't have the same old stale stories. So stories are important to all of us. So I hope you have your pen ready, as Matt said, to take some notes, because you want to jot them down. We remember better what we write down. I can't tell you the number of times I've heard somebody repeat a story from this call and get it all wrong, probably because they didn't write it down the first time they heard it. So there's a clue. All right, so first I'm going to go down to the great state of Tennessee to Miss Stacy Lynn Harp for a membership story.
Good evening, everybody. Hi, I'm Stacy Lynn from Spring Hill, Tennessee. My background is as a marriage and family therapist and also Christian media. And this is my story. This is a personal story. I have a 92-year-old dad who is in hospice that I'm taking care of. He has Parkinson's and dementia, and I have to deal with his burial plans. Problem is, he's already bought 2 different burial plots in 2 different states, in New York and in Florida. And so I'm like going, okay, I got to save money. And what do? And I didn't think this was a legal issue, but I thought, what the heck? I'm a member. I may as well call Legal Shield anyway. So I called Legal Shield up and I shared my story with the attorney, who talked to me for a half hour. And at the end of that call, what I can tell you is she told me, you know what, you need to get the contracts that your dad signed for both of those places, and we'll review them and then we'll go from there. For me, it was like a light bulb. It was like, oh my gosh, I never even thought that I could have the attorney review a contract my dad signed 20 years ago. But that's what I was told. And then they also gave me advice on what to do after my dad passes, and as a fiduciary, what will happen. And so that gave me peace of mind, because normally I wouldn't have gone to an attorney with that issue, but with Legal Shield, I did. And I'm looking forward to hearing what the attorneys will say once they review the contract. Back to you, Lynn.
Thank you so much, Stacy Lynn. What a great story. You know, we all remember that estate planning is part of the membership, but we don't always think about this part of estate planning and how the contract and document review could come into play there for people. So a great reminder and a great story and a great awareness for us all. Next, I'm going to go up to Illinois to Stella Rodriguez. She has a membership story about an out-of-state ticket. Stella, go ahead.
Hi, Stella Rodriguez from Lynn Center, Illinois. I have 15 years as an over-the-road truck driver. A friend of mine had been traveling on vacation, got caught speeding in his personal vehicle. He has a CDL license. He was doing 68 in a 45 while on vacation. First thing they said was, we need to call Stella. We got him signed up that day, July 4th, with the help of Danny. And they were in contact with the lawyer first thing Monday morning, the Florida law firm. And then they were in contact with the Colorado law firm. Just they just now received the email, and the plea was entered for a reduced charge of a defective headlamp, a 1-point infraction, and the total fine was $68. He could have easily been charged with reckless driving and possibly lost his job and income and his license.
Wow, Stella, that's an incredible story. And it's absolutely one that, you know, we wouldn't want to hear those results for anyone in that situation. So thank you for that great story. And now we're going to stay up in the Illinois market and go out to Annette Zobar. She has a story about a business owner member story.
Hello, Annette Zobar, Plainfield, Illinois, background QuickBooks Consulting. My small business member was quoted a much higher or a much lower price for garbage pickup by a new vendor. He negotiated a lower price with his current vendor, but it was still pretty high, so he decided to cancel. They gave him the runaround. So he called the law firm, sent them the contract. Well, it turns out that he signed a 3-year contract and he had a very small window of time to send them a letter canceling it. Otherwise, it would automatically renew for another 3 years. And guess what? He had missed his window. The law firm is going to write a letter, but didn't offer a lot of hope under the circumstances. The good news is that the member said to me, well, I guess since I have Legal Shield, I can now be more proactive from the start, so I know what I'm getting myself into. Next time, I'll send the contract before I sign it. Back to you.
That's fantastic, Annette. And you know, I had almost the exact same situation with a contract I had in my business. So it's so true that, you know, that ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure in that situation. And I appreciate your members' appreciation of the proactive ability next time around so much. So great stories tonight, folks. And now I get to turn our Zoom over to a gentleman who is a leader among leaders, a coach to all of us. He is a Millionaire Club member and a ring earner a couple times over, and he is Mr. Timmer Halligan. The call is yours, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Lynn, and appreciate all that you do, facilitating the stories each week. And, you know, these were powerful stories. It got me to actually change my agenda for what I want to talk about tonight. So I appreciate you, Lynn, and I appreciate, you know, Matt getting us started, man, just bringing us some high energy to us and getting us excited for our once a week team Zoom, and Steve Beck for kicking us off early. More people got to show up early. You know, realize now Steve Beck's coming on for every one of these Zooms that we have, and he's coming on about 10 to 15 minutes early, sometimes 20 maybe, to play some music. You know, you think about these team Zooms, and, you know, normally about, you know, tonight I talk about the closing of the month, being able to close the month out, close it strong, go out and talk about, you know, everything that we do. But I want to tonight put a different, you know, spin on it and just talk to us as a team about what we have and what we're trying to get accomplished. You know, one of the things that Mr. Drennan talks about all the time, you know, is our culture. And, you know, we talk about our mission statement, our signature message. And I was reading here about mission statements, and it says that, you know, a mission statement defines our culture, our values, our ethics, our fundamentals, our goals, and our agenda. And so I think about our culture. So Steve Beck comes on early and he talks and he starts playing some music. Tonight we have some excellent Motown music on, and he's always got a wide variety of different tunes on. And, you know, it's just a great time to get together. See, that's our culture right there. You know, we come together and we have an opportunity to get on these twice a week, once on Sunday nights and once on Wednesday for training. And then you think about how Matt kicked off our call tonight. And he's talked about our signature message. And I was thinking about, you know, our signature message and how that really, you know, brings us into, you know, the discussion of our culture. So you think about our signature message. See, sometimes here's what it really comes down to, folks. We know that we need to be telling more people about Legal Shield. But we have to detach ourselves from thinking everything's got to be, You know, I think so many people are afraid to talk about Legal Shield because you get paid to tell people about Legal Shield. I really, really do. If Legal Shield was a nonprofit organization, you would go out and tell everybody about Legal Shield. You would invite every single person that you possibly could. I mean, think about this. With Legal Shield, you have an opportunity to create a board all the way across. You can have as many people in your organization all supporting the exact same cause that are out there working on the same mission. But since we get paid to tell people about it, sometimes I really think that we don't go tell people about it. It is our duty to go out and tell people about Legal Shield because you know it exists. This is the way I feel. You have to tell people about it. You know, it says a duty is definition as a moral obligation or responsibility. I believe we have that. Just listen to our stories tonight. You know, you listen to, this first story that Annette had, or no, actually Stacy Lynn, she talked about her mom. My mom had my mother-in-law had a very similar situation with her plot. She had paid for it in full, but they were then starting to charge her a little bit because somehow they were trying to say she had an extra 8 inches or something like that on her gravesite. It was the wildest thing. And she was able to bring that to Legal Shield. You know, she's 70 years old and people are pushing her around. You know, Stacy Lynn's got this thing going on with her father. Listen, every one of us have fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and friends and neighbors who are all going to go through these types of situations. It is our duty to tell people about them. Then you listen to Annette's story where she was talking about the small business owner. I mean, goodness gracious, small business owners are the backbone of America. They are what keep our communities running. Yeah, there's the big business, but it's that small business that keys into another part of our mission, which is, you know, entrepreneurs. You know, we are a growing group of entrepreneurs, but small business owners need us not now more than ever. There's so much stuff going on. I mean, listen, I know what I'm going on with just with my companies. I know that I've got contracts every single day that need to be reviewed and contracts that need to be looked at and things that I send off to Legal Shield all the time that I would not be able to do as a small business owner, knowing what's in the bank account, right? You can't just come up with $300 an hour to review contract after contract after contract. And then you listen to Stella, you know, truck drivers, you know, people on the roads, kids on the roads. That's just another area of what we do. You know, right now there's so many things that are happening. I'm just sitting here taking a look at it. You know, we all have parents or we all have children and we got to preparing for what's going to happen when something happens, right? We have to get that. Our estate planning is, you know, just something that everybody needs to have. You know, jobs are being lost. I mean, we haven't even hit the precipice of what everything that's going on from the COVID perspective is going to do, you know, for small business owners and people that are entrepreneurial in spirit and like to be part of a mission. Well, we give them all of that stuff. You know, we're got that company that they can get behind and generate some extra income. You know, that's how I came in, you know, as a business owner. You got fires and damages of houses that are going on all across the country, you know, out west. Those people are going to have insurance issues. They're going to have insurance claims. They're going to have all kinds of situations that are going on. People whose houses are flooded. You know, we got tropical storms on one side of the country and we got, you know, fires and stuff heading on that. And we got communities being pushed around everywhere in between. People just need to have Legal Shield. It is our duty to go out and speak about Legal Shield because we heard the stories tonight. This was just three stories of just everyday situations, and we know they're going on. ID Shield, listen, identity theft is not going away. You know, people need to have the services that ID Shield provides so they can go on living their lives in this crazy world that we're living in, and people are trying to discover new normals and figure out what the heck's going on. It's our duty to go out and talk about Legal Shield and ID Shield. And oh, yes, you can get paid to do that. You know, you think about our mission statement, our signature message, we call it. We are all part of a growing team of entrepreneurs. What does that mean? That means we've got to tell more people about the opportunity that Legal Shield can provide for them. I mean, listen, it's an opportunity. It is no different than someone if was going to come up to you and say, hey, listen, I got guys at work that tell me all the time, hey, I'm looking at this stock. here's what it does. It may be of interest to you. Or they may say, hey, I'm looking at this piece of property. This is what it costs. This is what our return could be. Or, hey, I've got a franchise I'd like you to buy. This is what it currently makes. And, this is what your net is. See, people listen for opportunities. They look for opportunities. You just don't think they're looking for the opportunity, but you have to tell people about this opportunity because that's what it is. And so listen, we are a growing group of entrepreneurs and we've got a shared mission, a mission that is to protect and empower, right? 2 million new families and small businesses. And so you think about the definition of empower, and it says to give authority or power to something or someone, make someone stronger and more confident, especially in controlling their life and claiming their rights. That's the definition. That's right there in the dictionary. So if it's our duty and it's our mission, and we're going to protect and we're going to empower 2 million new families, right? That's our mission. 2 million families, small business owners. With our network of top-rated law firms, think about what we have. We didn't have to create it. I mean, we take for granted what it is that we've got and put together. A nationwide network of law firms, well-versed in all 26 areas of law, no matter what state you're in, what city you're in, what province you're in Canada, you click a button and you've got somebody on the phone in a matter of about a minute. Think about that. In a matter of a minute, you can have an attorney on the phone to be able to help you. And you can also have that 24 hours a day, 7 day a week. Would you want any of your children driving without legal shield? Would you want your significant other, your spouse, to drive without legal shield? Would you want your nieces, your nephews, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father to drive their car without legal shield or live life without legal shield? And even if they may not get legal shield, it's still your mission and your duty to bring that to you, because we want to protect and empower 2 million new families and small businesses with Legal Shield's network of top-rated law firms, world-class ID Shield services. What we do matters. Daggone it. You could take the hand and you could put it down. You could absolutely say what we do matters. We heard 3 stories tonight. And I gave you a 4th one with my mom, and every single one of you on this line has a story to share with someone. What we do matters, and we are looking for help. Yeah, we're looking for help. I mean, goodness gracious, you need more people to be able to go out and talk. I mean, listen, everything started, this whole world started with 12 people that went on a mission from house to house. And now guess what? We've come into this world, where we've got a Bible literally in every single hotel across the world, right? That's a tool to let people know about what's going on. Listen, it starts with a few, but with the right mission and with the right attitude and with the right drive, it goes to tens of thousands. That's what it goes to. And we have this mission to go out and tell people about our services. We've got this mission to tell people about our opportunity, and then mission is complete. That's it. It doesn't say anywhere in there that we will sell people Legal Shield services. We say that we will protect and empower. 2 million, you may have to talk to 10 million to get 2 million. So we just got to get out and tell more people about what we do. And yes, we are at the end of the month. We got 4,320 minutes left in the month. So what do you want to do? You want to go out there and share the mission with as many people as you can over the next 72 hours, 4,320 minutes. And if you do that, all your goals, they will be met. Because your goals need to be about how many people am I going to tell about these services? How many people am I going to tell about these opportunities? Because I'm just going to tell them. And I'm going to make sure that they see something that is professional in nature so that they can make a good decision and they will become Legal Shield members, or somebody they know will become a Legal Shield member, and your business will grow. So folks, I appreciate y'all listening in tonight. Like I said, normally tonight I'm talking about organizing your list, and I'm talking about rate it in the top 5, and I'm talking about, figure out who you're going to call in the next couple of days. We all know that. But you want to figure about the reason why we want to tell so many people about what it is that we do. So with that being said, I get an opportunity now to take it and turn it over to a lady who is just so darn awesome. Hopefully, you guys are well engaged in her virtual networking and how to do it better and more effective and have cool backgrounds like she has. I mean, you notice some of the backgrounds Lynn Schussler Williams has, Annette Zobar has, Lee Perry has. I got to get on the backgrounds thing. But this lady is just awesome. I'm going to take it now and turn it over to Miss Lynn Schussler Williams.
Thank you so much, Mr. Halligan. What an awesome call tonight. Great information, great way to think about what we're doing. I always get better when I find a new way to think about what I'm doing. And so I love what you did tonight. It's getting us fired up for month end. And I just have a few announcements to send us off with. No matter what time of the month it is, it's important to stay plugged in. I just put in the chat a reminder that if you have a story to share on the Sunday Team Zoom, Alice Englehart, a big shout out to her and a thank you to her for all she does to keep us organized as a team. She is the one who organizes and collects our Sunday team stories. And so you can find her contact information at successpartnerscalendar.com. So everybody should know how to reach Alice. And if you don't, go to successpartnerscalendar.com and give Alice a text and say, I think I have a story for Sunday night to share, and she'll get with you and get that organized. And so a big shout out to Alice. The other things to do to stay plugged in is remember that today you got an email that was your associate newsletter. Always a great idea to read it. Also, tonight, the leadership show happened, and it'll happen again tomorrow, and it's available on live stream in between. And remember to stay plugged into the Team Ascent Facebook group. That's a place where I learn almost everything new I know about Legal Shield. And the Ladies of Justice Facebook group is a great place for resources and ideas and what are people doing and what are things to plug into. You may not know that Ladies of Justice, our very own Sheila Bird and Teresa Johnson, who's also a Shield Nation Millionaire Club member, are doing a Friday night will workshop now through Ladies of Justice, and it's available to all of you to invite to. So it's an amazing resource. So just stay plugged into the information that's out there for you. And remember that coming up in October, and it's going to be here in just a heartbeat, you all, is our leadership conference. Every time I attend a Legal Shield conference, whether it's the leadership conference or the big conference in the spring or our own summer blast from our team, I come away so fired up, so re-inspired. I've learned something new about how to manage my business, and I'm so grateful that I went. So if you are not registered yet for the leadership conference, please be sure to do that. Also remember that this week, Monday through Friday, your team leadership is taking the time to put on Zoom presentations. They are membership overviews at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 Central each day, and a membership and opportunity overview each evening at 8 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. And so take advantage of those. Back when we used to have to drive to a hotel room meeting and spend an hour there, a half an hour before and a half an hour after, and it took a really long time and a lot of effort. And then we went to the meeting after the meeting and spent money. Man, now all you got to do is hop on a Zoom for 15 minutes or a half an hour. And, folks, if you don't think you have a guest coming, the Zoom still needs you. Just like we used to say, you need the briefing and the briefing needs you. Well, you need the Zoom and the Zoom needs you. So be sure you have that on your calendar for the week. and you're showing up and you're, inviting guests. It's a great way to expose people to our information. And then, of course, on Wednesday night, we have our Wednesday training Zoom, which is always awesome. And I can't wait for that. Every week I get excited when I realize it's Wednesday and we're about to have that again. So many things to plug into. Just remember to stay plugged in. Remember to stay positive. My tip for the end of the month is you don't have to know how you're going to get there. You don't have to know how you're going to reach that goal. You don't have to know how you're going to get the number of PC points or the number of memberships you've committed to. You just have to know with every fiber of your being that you're not going to quit until you do. So let's go make it the best month close any of us have ever had. Everybody have a great evening, and bye-bye for now.